Okay, so we are in Microsoft Windows Server 2012, and this is Chapter 6. We're doing Activity 6.3 right now. So first thing we need to do is log into Server 1 as administrator, and according to the errata file saying the book's wrong, the first step is to log in to the domain as administrator, because a domain administrator account is required to add the server to the RAS and IAS servers group. So that's why we're in domain. And then we're just going to go into tools and network policy server. And then once the console opens up, it says in the standard configuration section of Getting Started Windows, click Radius Server for dial-up or VPN connections. So there we go. And then click Configure VPN or dial-up link to start the corresponding wizard. In the Select Dial-up or Virtual Private Network Connections type window, click the Virtual Private Network Connections. And blah, 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 click Next. In the Specify Dial-up window, click Add. Open the new Radius Client dialog box. For the friendly name, type 411 server 2 dot 411 dom 1 dot local, and in the address text box type 10.11.1.2. And then you can click the verify button to make sure that you enter the correct address. Type password 1. Haha, password 1 in the shared secret. Lowercase. And then click OK, and then click Next to continue. Click Microsoft Encrypted Authentication version 2 if necessary, and then click Next. In the Specify Groups window, you can add Active Directory user groups that the policy affects. You want this policy to apply to all users, so leave this blank and click Next. In the Specify IP Filters window, you can add IPv4 and IPv6 inbound and outbound filters, but you do not need to add filters for this activity, so click Next to continue. Because routing and remote access service supports all 3 types of encryption, all are selected in the specify encryption settings. Leave them selected and click Next. In the Specify Realm Name window, leave the realm name text box blank and click Next. The final window, you see a summary of the settings including radius clients and names of the connection request network policies to be granted. Click Finish. Now you configure routing and remote access to use radius authentication and accounting on server 2. Open Server Manager. Click Tools and Routing and Remote Access. Server Tools. What? Policy server. Aha, we're in server 1. So we're going to server 2. Duh. Okay, and I left it open on server 2. So on server 2, open the tools, routing and remote. Okay. Click 411 server 2 local. In the left pane, its properties. Okay, there we go. In the left pane, opens its properties dialog box and click the security tab. What? In the Authentication Provider drop-down list, click Radius. Aha, I'm with you now. Okay. See figure 6.4 and then click Configure to open the Radius Authentication dialog box. Step 12. Click Add to open the Add Radius. Server dialog box, type 411 server 1 in the server name text box. Click the Change button and type password 1. And confirm the secret text box. Click OK 3 times and return to the Properties dialog box. Well, that was once, that was twice. That's third time. To restart the remote access service on 411 server 2, go to the routing and remote access console, right click 411 server 2. Point to all tasks and click restart. While it's doing that, step 15 has us on 411 Windows 8. According to the errata, it's 411 Windows 8, 411 Windows 8, and not 411 Server 1. So we'll power on this. And it's going to be really slow because they're all 3 on at the same time. And that usually slows it down. quite a bit. So start Windows 8, log in, and create a VPN client and connect it to 411 server 2. So we'll just wait for this. Okay, so we're on the 411 DOM, which is the domain, because in the errata file for MCSA Guide to Administering Windows Server 2012, step 15 reads, on 411 server 1, create a VPN client. What it should read is start 411 Windows 8, log on, and create a VPN client and connect it to 411 server 2. However, also it reads, the second part of that, it says log on as administrator to verify that the Radius server is authenticating and authorizing the client. And that should also read as log on to the domain as administrator. So there's 2 steps to number 15, or step 15, where it says on a 411 server. So we're going to go on Windows 8 and we are going to log in only as administrator. Maybe. 411 Windows 8 should be the VPN client. Make sure to log on to the VPN using domain credentials. So we are using domain credentials. Alright. In addition, you need to enable MS CHAP version 2 authentication on the VPN client on 411 Windows 8 machine. So, hopefully I know what the hell that means. First things first, let's create a VPN client and connect it to the 411 server 2. So, what we do here is open the Network and Sharing Center. I do believe we set up a new connection. Connect to a workplace. Use my internet VPN. Network administrator can give you this internet address. Okay, so I do believe it wants it to be 10.11.1.2, maybe? It doesn't even say. It just says create a VPN client and connect it to the 411 server 2. If you need a reminder how to do this, see activity 5.3. However, activity 5.3, they use a different address. So, I know. We will just pop on back over to this one and look. So their Ethernet is the one that we set it up on over in 6-2. We set it up on Ethernet, so it's 203.0.113.1. I do believe. So then we can go on over back to Windows 8 and change that. Alright, and create. Guess we'll know if we did it or not. So we'll go to the VPN connection and we'll connect. And the username. So we should log in as administrator, but that's where it's telling us that's wrong because we need to log in as 411 dom1 / like that, I do believe. And then its password. We'll try that one with the capital P. Password 01, and if it doesn't connect, then it's the other one that we just set up, and that's password 1, the little secret. That's probably exactly what it was supposed to be. So let's try that again. 411 dom1 So now we're going to try the little password 1, lowercase. Let's see if it connects that time. And then if not, I definitely screwed something up. And so logging on is the way of verifying the Radius server is authenticating and authorizing the client being this Windows 8 machine. So once this is done, then this whole activity 6-3 is completed. But you have to make sure you can log on correctly. And with all these changes being right at number 15 where you are supposed to verify that you set up the Radius server correctly, it's kind of making my brain hurt, and it's just being ridiculous. Yeah. Aha. Let's just try it this way. ADMINIS. Alright, so if we have to go back and cancel that and change this, we'll just delete this one. We can change it. And I do believe this is going to go to 10.11.1.2. let's try that. And we'll connect, and again with the 411 1. And we're going to use the lower password first. We'll just see how that goes. And let me go back in here, because it says in addition you need to enable MS Chapter 3 version 2 authentication on the VPN client. Options, security. Probably MS. There we go. Now let's try that again. Damn, I had to type it all in again. 11. So I did enable the MS CHAP version 2 authentication on the VPN client. However, there it is, enabled right there. Right? Checking it would make it enabled. Yikes. Let's not change any of those. Networking. Which one is it using? Automatically. Sharing. Options. Let's not remember my credentials, because it's been changing. I don't know what I'm signing in with. Alright, let's try the other one. Or 11, DOM 1. I don't know, I did the password. It should just be the same password. I wonder if I can change that in here somehow. Oh, let's go make sure it's going to the right Ethernet. 10.11.2. That's wrong. Let's go back in here and change this back, because it needs to go to 203.0.113.1. Make sure that's still the same. Okay. Now try to connect again. Probably won't because I used password 01 instead of password 1. Freaking stupid thing. Alright, let's try this again. 411 1. Let's see if this IP address / login scheme / BSBS is correct. Make sure to log on to the VPN using domain credentials 411.1/administrator. In addition, you need to enable MSCJP right here. Allow this one. That's what that means, right? On 411 is a client. Okay. Connecting still. Disconnected. Damn it. The remote connection was not made because the attempted VPN tunnels failed. The VPN server might be unreachable if this connection is attempting to use L2TP IP set tunnel. The security parameters required for the negotiation might be configured properly. You know what? I bet you're right. It's not in there. So, keeping that one dedicated, enabled, and this one is disabled. So, it has to freaking be this address. 203. Alright, let's see. Come on, freaking pause. What the hell? Alright, stop. Anything? Okay, so after looking through it, we have the 203.0.113.1, and we're going into 411 server 2 administrator, and we are going to use password 01 for our first attempt. See down there it said domain. The external authentication protocol. So then we need to go back here because I deleted the other one and I set up a new one. So we need to go back into properties, click on security, allow Microsoft, okay. Now, let's see if we can connect with our VPN. And we're going to still use 411 server 2 and then let's try the password 1 lowercase. See the domain right there? We're still logging into the domain. And the password's incorrect, so let's try let's try this password. Okay. No, because the policy configured your RAS/VPN server. Specifically, the authentication method used by the server to verify your username and password may not match the authentication method configured on your connection profile. Please contact the administrator of the RAS server and notify them of this error. Damn it. Stupid. Radius authentication. Configure. Okay, let's see. We're going to run back through real quick and see what I did wrong. So I'm going to pause it again. So it's going to be a very long video, but I'm determined to get this right. It's only 9 o'clock. I got a couple hours. Alright. Hopefully I found the problem. So in the 411 server 2 radius authentication, it was saying server 411 server 1. So I removed that, put the Windows 8 in, and we're going to go OK. And I did the authentication, or the secret with the password 1. So now that that's done, we'll push OK. We'll push apply. Then we'll push OK. Then we're going to go restart this one more time. And okay, so we'll get out of here and we will go. We will wait for it to catch up with us. And any day now. Because the more I read this errata file, the more I realize that the 411 Windows 8 should be the VPN client, not the 411 server 1. So every time the book has mentioned 411 server 1, we actually should have been putting in 411 Windows 8 to that spot. So, note to self, when you do this, go back and make sure that you're putting in everything for Windows, the 411 Windows 8 machine, and not server 1. Alright, now that that's done, let's go back and see if we can connect. I'll connect. Use our VPN connection, and we're going to call 411. Let's say, let's try both. 411 server 2. No, our login credentials should be 411 dom1 slash. Fingers crossed that it's the dom1. 411 dom1. The connection was prevented because of a policy configured on your RAS VPN server, specifically the authentication method. I'm pretty sure we've already gotten that. Error 812. Okay. Let's see here. Let's go through these properties. General, LAN on-demand routing, security is radio. I don't even know what that means. Raise authentication. IPv4, forwarding, DHCP. No IPv6. Point-to-point protocol. Let's do point-to-point protocol. Sure, we'll leave that default. And we are still going to allow these MSCHAP2. Okay, now let's try it again. Fingers crossed, and I don't know if I'm still recording or what. So then you're supposed to get a congratulations, you're connected, and it'll say you're connected, and that'll be the end of it. So that's what you got to do, and until then, I'm going to troubleshoot until it's done, but I'm pretty sure you don't want to watch a 40-minute video. I'm pretty sure you don't watch it anyways, but alright, that's it for now. Bye. Maybe.